Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And how it does so matters, because it is also true far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. Children, mothers. What we know is that this war must end. It must end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out.
Well, that was a very bad answer. She put the blame on all the wrong people. Of course, people are being killed, innocent people, because Hamas is using children as human shields. They have what's called the dead baby strategy. They use babies as shields in order to get them killed so they can parade them in front of CNN cameras. And yeah, there ought to be a ceasefire. Israel is in favor of a ceasefire. It's Hamas who's against the ceasefire. An honest answer would have been Hamas is opposing a ceasefire. And the reason Hamas is opposing a ceasefire is they're winning the fight among Democrats. And they're turning Israel into a partisan issue rather than a bipartisan issue. And so Harris and her party bear a lot of responsibility for the continuing fighting in Gaza. If they would support Israel strongly, I think Sinwar would have no reason to continue the fighting. But right now, he has every reason to continue the fighting because they're winning the war for public attention.
Well, I'm curious, you're leaving the Democratic Party. Again, you've made your remarks as to why specifically the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, was the DNC for you, in your words there, right? So then where do you stand today? Are you nonpartisan?
I'm independent. I'm an independent voter. I voted Democrat. Well, I started working for the Democrats when I was 13 years old. Mm-hmm. I went around in a sound truck supporting Philip Shuffler, who was running for state assemblyman in New York on the Democratic ticket. I voted for every single Democratic presidential candidate.
But it is possible you may vote for Trump.
I haven't made up my mind. I have no presumption any longer in favor of voting Democrat. I am going to evaluate every candidate on their merits. I've already, even in the past, I voted for Bill Weld, governor of Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. I voted for Mitt Romney. So I've split my votes, but I've never voted for a presidential candidate other than a Democrat. I wish I had voted for Mitt Romney when he ran against Barack Obama the second time around. That was a serious mistake on my part. It wasn't a mistake on my part. Obama conned me. He called me to the Oval Office and he promised me that he would have Israel's back. I didn't realize he meant that have Israel's back to paint the target on it, because he abandoned Israel in the last month of his presidency and turned the United Nations against Israel. And so, this has been long in coming. It's difficult. Every single member of my family is an active Democrat. Most of my friends are active Democrats. This is one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, and it's a personally difficult decision. But I've always lived my life based on principle, and I'm going to continue. I'm 86 years old. I'm not going to change now and become a partisan hack. I'm going to make decisions based on what I think is best for the country, best for the world, best for world peace, and best for...
Yeah, the ballot box is secret and sacred. So however you come to your conclusion, you wouldn't even have to share it with people, although you're always welcome to come on and talk with us.
My wife will know. My wife will know. And my children know. And we'll see who else knows. But I'm thinking very hard about it. I'm listening. I want to see another debate. I want to see Kamala Harris go before the New York Economic Council and answer the kind of questions that Trump answered by brilliant people like John Paulson. I want to see more. I want to learn more about her views. And I know a lot about his views, but I'm anxious to hear more about her views. So I have an open mind.
Absolutely. We would all like to hear more and clarifications on policy matters, too. Professor Alan Dershowitz, thank you very much for coming on this morning. We appreciate the conversation.